a sudden surge that surprised the industry. In an unexpected yet powerful turn of events, Layover, the debut solo album by V, has made a remarkable return to multiple global music charts this week. Months after its initial release, the album is once again climbing digital rankings across streaming platforms, reigniting discussions about Taehyung's lasting influence as a solo artist. Originally released in September 2023, Layover was praised for its smooth R&B tones, vintage aesthetics, and deeply personal storytelling. The album marked a distinct musical direction for Taehyung, one that leaned into jazz, neo-soul, and classic pop influences rather than mainstream K-pop formulas. While it achieved commercial success upon debut, few industry analysts predicted that the album would resurface so strongly months later. Yet here it is, back on the charts. A digital comeback fueled by fans. The renewed surge began quietly. Observers noticed that several tracks from Layover were steadily increasing in daily streams. Within days, the album re-entered Spotify's top albums chart in multiple regions, including Southeast Asia, parts of Europe, and Latin America. On Apple Music, songs such as Slow Dancing and Love Me Again began climbing national rankings once more. Industry insiders suggest that the timing aligns closely with Taehyung's latest public update, which sparked renewed excitement among fans worldwide. Though no official new music has been announced yet, his recent visibility has reignited interest in his solo catalog. What makes this resurgence particularly notable is that it was not driven by a new remix, collaboration, or promotional campaign. Instead, it appears to be a purely organic revival, powered almost entirely by fan engagement and word-of-mouth momentum. The power of long-term artistry. Unlike fast-burning viral hits that dominate charts briefly before fading, Layover demonstrates a different kind of longevity. The album's structure, featuring 5 main tracks with consistent sonic cohesion, invites replay value. Each song flows seamlessly into the next, creating an immersive listening experience that resonates deeply with audiences seeking emotional authenticity. Music critics previously highlighted how Taehyung's baritone voice carried a rare warmth, particularly in tracks like Blue and Rainy Days. His restrained vocal delivery contrasted sharply with the high-energy performances often associated with K-pop releases. This distinct identity may be a key factor in the album's renewed success. In an industry saturated with rapidly changing trends, Layover feels timeless. Global Chart Performance Snapshot. While official weekly charts are still being updated, early tracking data indicates re-entry into Spotify's top albums in over 15 countries, Slow Dancing surpassing new streaming milestones, significant increases in US and Japan daily streams, and a rise in vinyl and physical album resale demand. In particular, Southeast Asian markets, where Taehyung maintains an especially strong fan base, showed dramatic spikes in streaming activity over the past 72 hours. Social media momentum. The hashtag #LayoverRising began trending shortly after fans noticed the streaming increase. Within hours, thousands of posts flooded platforms like X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram. Fans shared screenshots of streaming records, personal stories about how the album helped them through difficult times, and celebratory edits featuring Taehyung's Layover concept visuals. The resurgence feels less like a promotional cycle and more like a collective rediscovery. One viral post read, "Layover was never just an album, it's a mood you return to when you need comfort." That sentiment seems to reflect the broader emotional connection listeners have with the project. A solo identity beyond BTS. As a member of BTS, Taehyung has long been recognized for his distinct vocal color and charismatic stage presence. However, Layover allowed him to present a quieter, introspective side rarely showcased in full-length form before. The album's resurgence reinforces the idea that his solo artistry stands independently strong. Rather than relying solely on his association with BTS, Taehyung has carved out a musical niche that resonates globally. Music analysts note that few solo projects from group members experience significant chart rebounds without new promotional triggers. The fact that Layover is doing so underscores both his loyalty to his fan base and the album's enduring appeal. Industry reactions. Korean entertainment outlets have begun reporting on the phenomenon, describing it as a reverse climb on digital charts. International music blogs are also taking note, pointing out that catalog streaming spikes often indicate anticipation for new activity. While HYBE has not released an official statement regarding upcoming projects, speculation continues to build. Historically, renewed catalog interest often precedes announcements, whether new music, collaborations, or public appearances. However, even without confirmation, the data speaks for itself. Layover is once again capturing global attention. The emotional factor. Beyond statistics and chart numbers lies something less quantifiable: emotion. The album's central theme revolves around longing, pause, and quiet reflection. The title itself, Layover, suggests a temporary stop before a larger journey continues. For many fans, the project symbolizes patience and hope. As TAEHYUNG continues his current phase of career transition, listeners appear to be revisiting the album not only for its sound, but for what it represents. In a world that moves too fast, Layover offers stillness. And perhaps that is exactly why it is rising again.
Streaming numbers tell the story. The renewed rise of Layover is no longer just fan speculation. It is now supported by measurable data. Over the past week, streaming analytics platforms have recorded a steady and consistent increase in daily plays across multiple regions. What began as a subtle uptick has evolved into a full-scale resurgence, placing the album back into conversations among global music observers. According to tracking data compiled by international chart accounts, several tracks from Layover experienced double-digit percentage growth in daily streams within a short span of time. Love Me Again and Rainy Days, in particular, showed notable spikes in North America and Japan, two markets known for their competitive streaming environments. Industry analysts describe this type of climb as a catalog revival, a phenomenon where older releases gain renewed momentum due to cultural triggers, artist visibility, or fan-driven campaigns. However, what sets this case apart is the absence of a formal promotional push. There was no remix release, no anniversary edition, and no newly added bonus content. Instead, the surge appears to be fueled by renewed public attention surrounding V and the emotional longevity of the music itself. Southeast Asia leads the charge. While the album's global growth is evident, Southeast Asia has emerged as one of the strongest drivers behind the renewed chart climb. Countries such as Indonesia, Thailand, and the Philippines reported particularly sharp increases in album-wide streaming numbers over the past several days. Fan bases in these regions have long demonstrated strong digital organization skills, often coordinating streaming parties and trend campaigns to support their favorite artists. This time, however, the revival feels less like a coordinated event and more like a spontaneous wave of rediscovery. Local fan communities began sharing personal testimonials about revisiting Layover after TAEHYUNG's latest update. Playlists dedicated to the album circulated widely, and listeners encouraged others to return to Layover season. The phrase quickly became symbolic, suggesting that the album's calm, jazzy atmosphere fits certain emotional moments that fans collectively experience. The timeless sound that defies trends. Part of Layover's renewed success lies in its sonic identity. While much of the global music market leans toward high-tempo, heavily produced tracks optimized for short-form video virality, Layover offers something markedly different. The album draws inspiration from classic R&B, jazz pop, and 1970s soft rock influences. Its minimalist production allows TAEHYUNG's deep baritone voice to take center stage. Songs unfold gently rather than explode into dramatic hooks, creating an atmosphere that invites quiet listening. Music critics have previously noted that this type of production ages well. Because it avoids overly trendy elements, it maintains relevance beyond initial release cycles. In contrast to songs engineered